I'm excited. This is probably the most excited I've been about my own bodybuilding and bodybuilding progress or journey for well over a year. Welcome back to the YouTube. I have left Nathan and I've got myself a new coach. And actually he's made some changes to my session today, which I'll go over a little bit later, as well as the coach reveal. I won't mention that yet, but I can talk you through the reasons why him, and really like the process that I've experienced with him up until now, and I guess his plans for me over the next 6 to 12 months. I've got pool today. Yeah, we'll get straight into it and I will walk you through, like I said, the things that I've made and why. Right, so the session. We've got the Citadel pull down, 2 sets, lat row, the Eagle, overhand pull down, which is new. I've got 2 sets in that, and the plate loaded prime upper back row, 1 set of pullovers, rear delts and buys. So there's quite a lot in this session. Volume typically for the last couple of months has been like rock bottom, and I've been doing, it's been push legs, chest and back, up together, rest, then push and posterior. It sounds like a lot, but like I said, the volume in each session has been fuck all. Now I said to the new coach, nearly, I said to the new coach that that third, even though like I was literally doing 2 sets on a press, 1 set on an incline press and 1 set on a fly, it was still impacting my recovery into the 3rd session of the week for my pressing. So we've now since pulled that volume from that chest and back session, and we've split it. So now I've just got a full pull session, which is this. Obviously that's quite a bit bigger now, and the volume from that other bits of chest have moved on to the other push sessions. So I'm going to see how I get on, because obviously it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system today because this is the first time. But yeah, the volume up to now has been really good, because I've seen massive progress from week to week. I've been able to recover really well. It's not impacted my sleep, not impacted my appetite. You know, all the typical markers of like overtraining and stress and high cortisol that come from like maybe doing a bit too much in the gym, I haven't had. And I've always done that. Like I've been a fucker for it. And I think the beauty of the new coach, I'm gonna have to keep doing that. The beauty of the new coach is that this person I'm not as close with as I was with Nathan. And I hate saying the word respect. Like I respect Nathan, I fucking love Nathan. But there's like a fear, like the fear you have of a teacher or maybe your dad as a teenager, like that kind of boundary that I don't want to overstep the mark or do things that I shouldn't be doing, or even that I think I should be doing because I think I know better. I just won't do those things, which is what I used to do with Nathan. And I used to just, do too much or do too little, and it was because I thought that I knew better. But ultimately, I think I was emotionally invested in sometimes making the wrong decisions, so hence the change. So one thing that I think a lot of people fuck up when it comes to pull downs is, well, there's 2 things, is overdoing it with the weight. And like you'll hear this all the time, like, oh, lower the weight, blah, blah, blah. But specifically lats, people fuck this up. And have you ever like done a couple of feeder sets on a pull down and you're like, yeah, this feels really good, yeah, I can really feel it, whatever. And then you go into your working set, which is maybe, I don't know, only 20% heavier than the last feeder set you did, and all of a sudden you can't feel it. And that's it, like that's the point, is that extra little bit of weight is what's stopping you from engaging and contracting the muscle the way that you should and you need to in order to stimulate it and get that same feeling. And it's a natural thing that you can't avoid. Like your body is trying to manipulate you in ways to just be able to shift the weight. It's not wanting to isolate your lat solely, and it has a hard time doing that. So just take your time when it comes to pushing weight up. Try and maybe drop the load. If you don't feel your lats, try and drop the load maybe like 20, 25%. Do a working set, but try and make it as difficult as possible. Spend loads of time in each range. and just make sure you're like focusing on the pathing of the movement, you know, from top to bottom, where your elbow's supposed to be going, where you want your elbow to be going on the way back up again. Like these things you need to be conscious of, and you'll find that actually you still stick within your rep ranges and you connect with your lats so much better. I was very conscious of saying what the previous reps were on that weight last week, because it's sod's law that I would be progressing all week on everything else that I've done and then not progress on this, but I have. I've gone up 2 reps, which is good because still dieting, weight's still coming down, but I feel really fucking good. Like I feel really strong. I'm excited. This is probably the most excited I've been about my own bodybuilding and bodybuilding progress or journey for well over a year. So yeah, I feel like I've unlocked a secret formula and I'm not telling anyone. So we've got, for the next exercise, the Eagle, I keep calling it the granite one because there is one almost identical to this, but the Eagle row. I'm gonna do this single arm. I always feel like on my lat movements, for the most part at least, that all single arm movements feel better. I think I can remain a bit more stable, and I can just allow my focus to be solely on one lat, even though that might sound weird, but there's just less of a total area to think about and focus on, and because I can focus on something a bit more specific, I get a better connection. I'm a bit more purposeful with my intent on what I'm doing, and so yeah, I generally just feel like it's better for me with a lot of pulling movements on my lat. Ben just asked me a really good question. He was like, "Oh, why have you got this in here? Like, why is it after that, or why is it, you know, why is it mixed in with this session or this?" Why is this exercise mixed in between another pull down or 2 pull downs even? And I think obviously there's an element of, sorry, cut that out. Obviously you can't cut it out because it's going to look weird with just a pair of headphones just flash off. Obviously there's an element of like wanting to bring up certain areas and having like target points or focal points. But I think again, something that's missed with a lot of athletes and coaches, like this resides with as much with the athlete as it does with the coach, is your enjoyment as well as like the flow of I know this sounds silly, but like the flow of a session, your enjoyment of the session, how things feel personally for you. Like if someone told me to do like an upper back row to start, with the amount of loading that I could do through my upper back and with how much it would take from my arms, despite using straps, my ability to then do like a pull down at the end of the session would massively be affected by that. And I know that because I've done it before. And so, you know, talking to my new coach, fuck's sake, talking to the new coach about that, we've devised a series of exercises that work well for me, but also do what I need them to do in terms of bringing up certain areas. And it's never like one size fits all. It's never like this specific equation. The equation is specific to the individual, and you've got to ask loads of different questions and understand loads of different things about that individual to get that equation right. Right, so you'll find that maybe, depending on what Ben decides to leave in on these sets and not, you might see towards the back end of these sets, or as I'm failing, that it doesn't look very intense, and that's because the quality and the standard of the reps and the set is, without like tooting my own horn, is quite high. Like, although in retrospect, compared to maybe like your biceps or your delts, your lat is a big muscle, you're still very much isolating that muscle. And once it's done, once you've exhausted it, it goes quite quickly. And you don't need to see me going to get any more from that set. Like, the lat is done, and nothing else, because I've isolated it so well and the quality of the set is so good, that once my lat is done, and when I know that I can't do any more, I kind of like make it look easy. And I have reached a point in which I literally cannot do any more. Sometimes though, it just doesn't look very exciting, and like I said, you won't see me doing that like, yeah buddy, Ronnie Coleman type shit, because it doesn't serve me. For me, how I train and how I like to measure my training, it doesn't serve me. It can fatigue me beyond a point of, no return, and it becomes like counterproductive to the end goal in terms of like how I manage my training. So there is no like right or wrong way to train, in my opinion, as long as you're safe. But yeah, for me, training like this, training to failure, with lower volume and super accurately, like that for me is how I operate and how I conduct myself in order to achieve the given goal. Right, so new coach. I better tell everyone now, because otherwise you'll all be getting bored. The very brilliant and intelligent Louis Blackmore. If you don't know Louis, which I'll be very surprised if you're watching this, you don't know Louis, go and check him out. I followed Louis for like 3 years now. And yeah, he's meticulous in his approach. Do you know what? Since working with him, we have very different styles of how we program and how we like treat athletes. The generalized approach and how he deals with people is very similar to how I deal with my clients. And again, I've not got that closeness with him where I feel like I can overstep boundaries, and he's kept me very grounded and given me a very meticulous step-by-step plan that we're both very happy with. And there have been times where I wanted to divert from that plan, but again, my respect to him and that little bit of distance has stopped me from doing that. And equally, like how he just converses with me and how he talks to me, how he explains things to me has been brilliant. And I have no shame in admitting that he's a much smarter man than I. And one of the reasons why I went to him in the first place was to learn from him, which he's so fucking good at, because I swear to God, like you ask him something and he throws a PubMed article at you and a paragraph to go with it within like minutes of asking him anything. I'm pretty sure on his notes he's got like fucking thousands of PubMed articles which you can sort of draw from. So yeah, it's been really useful for me personally as an athlete, but as a coach as well, to be able to then offload that information to my clients as well. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to see. I've just seen what he's done with many other people and how he's dealt with them, very similar to how he's dealing with me now, and the progress that they've made. And I'm just excited to be able to try and emulate that, which I feel like I'm going to do. I'm very capable of doing under his guidance. And yeah, I'm just excited. I think I said to Ben earlier, like, this is the first time I've felt truly excited about my process and my future within bodybuilding, and that's a really nice feeling, something I've not had for quite a while. So yeah, exciting news. It's a hard one with the overhand pull down because of the strength profile of the muscle and just how it's all set up, how it sort of aligns with that. You are going to fail in the short much sooner than you are in the lengthened. So it can be quite difficult trying to measure where really you should stop, because you might have seen there at the start of the set, I'm like here, down to here. And then the last maybe 2 or 3 reps, I'm only getting like here. I just can't get it fully short. Doesn't matter how much momentum I try and carry through into the short, I just can't get it there. But then I know I've still got a lot here that I can feel it. And that's why I do those like extra 2, 3, maybe even 4 reps that aren't complete reps. You can call them partials, but like, it's because I know there's a bit more here and it feels good. It feels productive. It feels like it's still stimulating. I feel like I've still got a lot there to be able to take from the set or the exercise. So yeah, don't be afraid to like do that on certain movements where you still feel like there's a little bit there, where there's still a lot being left in certain ranges, and try and do that consistently so it's a measurable variable each session. Do you know what I noticed on the last YouTube video that I was doing? And I've just noticed me doing it then as well, and you'll be able to hear it, is like the way that I grunt and hold my breath. I'm going, can you hear it? You can't you? Every time I was watching it on that last fucking video, and I'm like going, it's really weird. Like, it's just, yeah, it sounds a bit strange. But I'm holding my breath, but like forcing through the exhale and letting a little bit of something out under my breath. I don't know, is that weird? Is it normal? Do you hear most people do that? Oh, you do, okay. Oh, that's so good. Fucking best machine. Best, so versatile, feels amazing. It's just, it ticks every box. This is probably one of the best bits of kit for your back ever created, in my opinion. Are you recording? Yeah, so the reason why it's all on the mid peg, it used to be all on the top, and naturally we'll want to lean towards like overloading the length and range, right? There's two things with this. The first thing is my long ass arms, right? Getting everything on the top peg from here to here is fucking ridiculous. Like pulling it out of the hole when I'm here is just, I just can't do it. And if I can, it's detrimental to everything else about that set. The other thing, which I actually learned from a client of mine, so this just goes to show I've got no ego around taking tips off people younger and less experienced than I, is first of all, I can feel it a little bit more in my erectors when I move. Like I kind of sway with the movement. That isn't to say that I'm moving the weight with my back, with my lower back or my erectors, but I initiate the movement through my traps, through like retracting and protracting my shoulders, and then as I row it back, I start to lean back. And for whatever reason, it feels so much better through my upper back, as well as getting a little bit through my erectors. Which again, on a movement, on a day where I'm not doing any hinging or I don't really feel that loading through my erectors at all, other than this movement now, it seems quite worthwhile doing. Is that yeah, we'll take it. It seems quite worthwhile doing. There you go. Oops. Don't record this.
I be on top car, I be on job, and I put it on God, they ain't nobody stopping me. Do the thing and it gets done properly, known for my honesty, not so much for my modesty. What's my policy? No remorse or apology, I am the wickedest, hungry. Show me where the dinner is. First place podium finishes. Man, wanna
so another little tip on any pull down variation. If you're going to do a pull down, do it on a cable. There are some amazing machines. Hate the hammer strength, but like is it Cybex? Nautilus. The Nautilus pullover, insane. But if you don't have a machine, use a cable. And if you have a cable, use a long rope. And when you use a long rope or any sort of attachment, ideally a long rope though, don't be stood here. I'm gonna have to lower the weight now. Don't be stood here and doing your pull downs like this, right? your lat is fully lengthened in that position, and you will feel it. That feels incredible. And everyone likes to stay static and stable and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot being missed in this movement when you do that, right? So still be calculated in what you're doing, still try and remain solid and stable in how you move. But as you come down, you want to be slightly upright. And then as you go to lengthen the lat, you want to be coming forward and thinking about driving your fists out. And you'll feel that tension through the lat. The profile of the cables and the weight through the lat will increase as well as you come further forward. So now it doesn't feel heavy here and light here. Now it feels much lighter here and much heavier here. Bet you've not heard that one before, have you? Hey. Days. I was just saying to Ben, maybe this is a failing on my part, but I don't really deep arms. I just fucking do them. Like, I don't. Louis programmed me, preacher and hammer curl, dumbbell hammer curl. And sometimes this is the only thing where I might like deviate off plan. But it's purely because I think as long as you feel like you connect well with your arms and you're doing what's required in terms of maybe like movement profile, I don't have anything to worry about. My arms are like 21 inch. I know my biceps maybe are, my triceps overshadow my biceps, but I've got big arms, they continue to grow. They're not a focus point, and whatever I do with my arms, they're glowing all the time. Like, they're absolutely battered. I feel them every time I train them. I don't have to do a lot. I connect very well, so I don't think it's that deep for me. But I mean, feel free to tell me I'm wrong.
If they talk about playing ball, me and my team will get the scoring. If they talk about playing ball, they could take it up with Jordan. His ball heads in the heck of all endorsements. Mighty mom trying to tag a nigga talk. I'm aggressive on the beat in real life. Niggas know. Hey, I turn it up. Win for the win. Hey now, sit down. Hey now, sit down. Hey now, sit down. Hey now, sit down.
Right, okay, so that's all finished up. That just gives you like a nice idea as to how I train. Hopefully plenty of information as to help with any back movements or training that you might be struggling with. And then in terms of like me and where I'm at with Louis at the moment, just a quick recap, because I think I mentioned this on the last YouTube, but food's been lowered again. I think I'm on about 3-6 training days, 3.6k calories training days, 3 on rest days. And really the goal for me at the moment is just resensitize myself, my body to any potential, to loading later on down the line in terms of drugs and any other PEDs, as well as food and stimulus. The idea is to just get really, really responsive, get lean, and probably touch like 118 kilos-ish. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. And then the next YouTube, I think I'm gonna do a leg session with, or maybe a pull session, we'll see, depending on obviously the fact that I've just done pull today. but I'm going to look at doing a session with Joe Gann, which will be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. And then he will return the favour as well, probably a few months later. So that is likely going to be the next YouTube I film with Ben. And then keep an eye out for the vlogs that I've been doing. So I've got a leg session of my own with Pierce, which has probably been and gone at this point. And then I will continue to vlog little things regarding like clients, my own progress, training, stuff with me and Chloe. We've got the podcast, which is probably going to get set up now until once we've moved out into the new house, because we are moving, and we'll do a YouTube for the moving thing as well. That's another good one. I'm full of ideas, aren't I? How good am I? So yeah, that's all from me for this YouTube. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit, and I shall see you on the next one. Okay.